We got ourselves Team Russian. We got ourselves, I'm gonna have a hard time saying through these names, but we got ourselves Kragar first up. We got ourselves Doom. I guess we're gonna call him Doom versus Transy. I guess, I don't know, Transy. I'm gonna call you Tran versus Doom. Doom getting hit with a leg sweep into a big old touch of death. That's going to be a big old roll out of this. Tran trying not to get locked down by the demon. Not a huge Dresso and a big old execute with the reaping flames. Mid the Reapers. Doom takes a big one. Massive damage back to Crippers as this man is just going in for huge damage. I'm surprised almost no bubble out of Crippers. Did trick it with a Shield of Vengeance. Could have been a down for the count with Doom and how fast he gets his damage up. Actually bubbled as soon as the Demon Hunter was out of CC. Crippers is still, I think, in a bad spot. If Doom hits him with the Reaping Flames, could land that execute right then and there. Looks like Crippers is paying attention to these boys. Actually got the reverse onto Doom instead, and that's going to be Meta up next as a survival hunter trying to get the big damage of the Crippers. Crippers jumping down below, trying to maybe catch himself a bit over a heal. Pet stun coming down and Meta dropping down the tank trick. And Crippers trying to see if he might be able to get rid of Muzzle. Is going to go for a Blessing of Protection. Still getting hit right through it as the grenades are all fire damage. Explosive damage. Even though I would have thought grenades would always be like a physical hit, honestly. I mean, I guess there's an explosion in there. I guess it makes sense. Akemia? Aki? Let's call him Aki. Aki gonna be up next as the Demon Hunter, trying to get some big damage on the meta. Is it gonna have the same damage as Doom, though? Because Doom got himself a big yapper onto Tran fairly quickly. Freezing trap to put him on ice, but it's gonna be a thing for me. Just an appendage is gonna be eliminated. He got a little armored Pepe. Little armored Pepe. Hopefully that Pepe protects you, man. Protecting your head, but putting an armor Pepe on it. Meta, don't hit it. Don't go for the head, dude. Don't go for the head. He's got protection over there. Aki trying to see if he can get himself a bit of damage set up onto the Hunter. Stun getting tricking it out. That's going to be a stun back onto Meta. Popping and tank trick and trying to get himself a little bit extra survival going on here. Survival Hunter doing everything to survive, trying to live up to his own spec. Freezing trap onto Aki and trying to get himself a backflip, but looks like he's kind of just curled up. Pepe's just kind of confused, like, what the hell's going on? This defies all logic and physics. Meta trying to see if he might be able to get himself into a camo. That's going to be able to sit long as Demon Hunter can hunt you out of it. That's going to be a stun onto Meta. Has a trigger back up, trying to go for a bit of a heal with Crucible, but looking like he doesn't have any health. Turtle Shell is available. Might be able to get himself a little bit of recovery. Does he go for Manic Bandages? He does play Manic Bandages. If he's able to get CC chains going onto Aki right now, he does have the CC chains ready. Can go maybe for a Steel Trap if he plays that. Maybe a Pet's not available. I don't know if he has damage available either. I know that Survival Hunter can do quite a bit of burst, but they don't really burst in like a single big global wombo combo. It's going to be Meta actually trinketing. What are you trinket? Was it a stun that Aki? Stunning the Demon Hunter, and it's going to be able to put them from a distance. The Demon Hunter barely taking damage from it. Another wall. Shield trinket coming down for Meta. It's going to keep him surviving just a little bit longer. So it's going to be a tank trinket back for Aki. Man, these EU boys are really... They're really try-harding this. I guess if you have a tank trinket, you can go for less versatility sometimes. That's going to be a freezing trap as Meta is continuing to just get good CC, recovering health little by little. As long as he's able to control Aki and not let Aki gain a lot of health back over time. But with Demon Form and the stun right now, I don't really know if you could truly stop it. Blur available for Aki is going to reduce some of the damage taken. And no dampening here yet. Big slappers coming out for the Demon Hunter. It's really going to be up to a Meta to run around and hopefully get some sort of CC chains to lock Aki down to at least limit some of the damage and the self-heals the Demon Hunters can do as Meta dropping down to 50% health. Does he have a trade chicken coming up very, very soon? It's going to be Freezer Trap onto Aki. Still is going to be able to control it, but the train coming back up for Aki very, very soon. That's going to be his last Manic Bandages available as Meta. Unless he's able to survive this, he'll be in a bad spot. Turtle Shell not available. Probably going to have a tank trinket trying to just line away from the Twisted Appendage. And Aki is still in the chase. This Hunter is still surviving though, so you really got to give him credit. This is going to be tank trinket for tank trinket, get it bursted. I'm not really sure if Aki really needed to, so maybe Meta can follow off of this now that Aki does not have the defensive. No more Metamorphosis, no more Blur. Is going to get yet another Freezing Trap on a reset, and Meta looks like he's going to be able to recover. Fought fighting tooth and nail against the Demon Hunter. Might actually be able to make something happen here. It's going to be I-Beam out of Aki. Meta trying to make some distance with the Eagles flying at Aki. Blur available for the Demon Hunter yet again, as it's such a short cooldown, and is still able to catch up a little bit on health with a short Metamorphosis from Demonic. Meta is going to root Aki and try to see if he can get a hell away from him. Again, trying to wait out for maybe Mercy says it's going to be in prison. Probably has a freezing trap available here very, very soon. Aki should be aware of freezing trap. It's going to be Feign Death. Freezing trap is trying to see if he might be able to get himself some heals. Actually cannot. It looks like maybe his sped picked up a nasty dot that might have done AoE damage. Meta can't even recover in a camo. Going for a stun onto Aki. It looks like he's actually running on fumes on the defensives. No camo available. No proper resets available. The Demon Hunter might actually have him locked here unless a tank trinket is going to be coming up very, very soon. As Meta is actually exposed for a little bit. Tank trinket up, but it isn't getting attacked right now by a Twisted Appendage from afar. Does send the pet to kill it. And that's actually going to be trinket completely burned through pretty quickly. Still has the freezing traps, manic bandages. If he's able to get those properly set up, Aki just does not have enough damage to really blast through him. This is where as a Demon Hunter, I would think you actually would want to go more burst damage. But if you're playing a very defensive build, you have good sustain, you are getting the pressure, but in a pure one-on-one versus survival hunter, that freezing trap on a short cooldown is always going to come back. So for Aki here, honestly just needs to have Meta make a misplay. That Twisted Appendage onto Meta while he is stunned though would be perfect. If he could get one of those or two of those to spawn on him while he's in a stun, that might be the way to beat him. Does have a trinket, can trinket if he wants to, letting manic bandages happen. Has a trinket for the stun if he needs to. That's going to be a stun. Immediate trinket out of Aki as he's getting back on top of Meta. The dampening is rolling into the 10%. Meta getting hit with a stun. Has a turtle shell back up. Aki still holding on to darkness. Looks like the Hunter is kind of starting to get the Demon Hunter overpowered, but that's going to be double chain trick coming up for the both of them. Meta having to pop himself in the turtle shell. That's going to be even more self heals available and possible. Went for manic bandage. Actually, it looks like he messed up the manic bandage there. Freezing trap onto Aki. Does land the camo. The camo breaks. Actually, might be an opportunity for Aki as Meta did not get the recovery he needed with no manic bandages. I'm not really sure what kind of damage over time ability he had on him, but something that must have been a magical dot that disrupts some big slappers coming down for Aki. And Meta actually just doesn't really have a lot of options here. It looks like this man might be out of options. Done for the run, and down he goes. Aki with the sustained damage was able to outperform the Hunter, and the Hunter also didn't make a mistake. He made a critical mistake that caused him the loss. Big stun onto Aki right now. Scrum is going to be up next as an Holy Demon Hunter. Aki getting double stun from the Death Knight to a pet stun. Drop in darkness, trying to see if he might be able to cleave through the darkness. He has the Metamorphosis, only 60% dampening. Does not have a way to fly up in the air. Does have a tank trinket activated. AMS available for Crom. I don't know if Crom is playing a tank trinket himself or not. There's going to be a full meta for Aki. He's going to have himself a bit more longevity as long as he doesn't get locked down. It looks like he's actually starting to overpower Crom little by little. Crom holding down to one big defense. Is trying not to use it just yet. As soon as Deathpack comes out, he might be in a bad spot. Deathpack is here. That's where Aki needs to get aggressive, trying to stabilize and trying to stay on top of Crom. As Crom is just trying to see if he can outrun Aki. Trinkets out of the stun. Fully necrotic out. Short stun. Trying to play like a hunter, but he might just die to the procs, and down it goes. And Krager is going to be up next. Second to last Fury Warrior on Team Blue. And Aki is just going to take that momentum of a demon form right into Krager. They can just go on from one guy to the other. This could be the game. Krager is going to have a bit of a... I think he's outmatched by Demon Hunter in a pure 1v1. Demon Hunters with Blade Dance, with constant stuns, Metamorphosis with a heal from doing damage where it's more consistent, and the hit and run strategy. Krager really needs to just kind of sustain damage Aki, and if he cannot bloodthirst nearly as much, that's the only thing that heals him. While Aki can use a variety of damage and abilities to heal themselves, and Leech in order to buff any kind of abilities that heal him, also buff all those heals because of Leech. 25% dampening. Krager is gonna really have to play this very carefully. We don't know if he has a disarm or if he has a reflect. He might need one of those or two. Does get interrupted into Aki on the I-beam. And look like he actually starting to get some pressure. Aki is going to backflip for a second. Looks at Krager is starting to play a little bit of this hit and run. Waiting out until the demon form is down for the Demon Hunter. Then he's willing to re-engage. Still holding on to enrage regen. Aki does have a lot of mobility. Is trying to catch up to Krager. Stormbolt is available. Is going to trigger for it, but Krager is super low. Might have to activate enrage regen. Still holding on to commanding shout, if anything. So worst to worst, he still has that answer. Trinket's out. I'm not really sure what he trinketed just now. Was that a stun? I blinked away for a second and just saw it, didn't see it. This start coming out onto Aki as they do get metamorphosis. Still going to be a couple globals sank while meta is up, so that's a lot of healing. Kragar still actually surviving without really needing to use Rage Regen. Try to see if you might be able to finish this game with Recklesses. Dropping down, Stormbolt onto Aki after right before hitting him with a Crucible, and that could be execute right here. Aki popping in Tank Trinket. Kragar going for a fear, trying to get a charge heal off of Aki. Tank Trinket is still holding strong. Beam coming up. Kragar actually super low in health, trying to go for a leap. Again, trying to deny the use of Enrage Regen. Commanding Shout coming out. This is just getting procced on. Might have to Enrage Regen here if he wants to survive this one. He might not have himself a good position to fight the next challenger, but at least he might be able to beat Aki here. Does get a charge, massive heal. Aki still not in the fight. Stormbolt could lock it down. The Crucible right after. Maybe an execute to follow. Disarm so Aki can't really respond. Still getting the slappers. Darkness coming in clutch and still might be able to come out as a top stone onto Kragar. Does take him out. Aki taking down Kragar. He's sucking up his soul. And Tan is going to be up next versus Aki. And Aki, I think, must have just... I mean, you just used every cooldown versus Kragar. I mean, maybe you could just run away and reset. Did quite a bit of slappers onto Tan. That's going to be a Stormbolt catching Aki, but Tan cannot charge rod to him. There's going to be a couple of globals that he just does not have. Stun onto Tan. He trinkets out of it. Aki popping in Tank Trinket. Could somehow maybe survive this if they have Metamorphosis coming up very, very soon. They might be able to do something. Nope. Going to be an execute out of Tan. And it's either going to be Sael or it's going to be Mary. It looks like Mary is going to get attacked first, and Sael having to back up against the Paladin and the Druid. Didn't really coordinate this at all. And Sael, I saw you. You're being nice about it. I understand you probably had to go first, but Mary ended up going. Sael, if they see you in the group, make sure you get your proper role, man. If you win the role, you go in. You have to stand your ground. You have to do it first. You have to be the first one out of the gates. But I appreciate I know it's got confusing. Tan, try to see if you might be able to survive the Paladin's burst. Shield Avenger is still available. Try to see if you can land a fear. It's going to be a charge, small heal, and Tan is going to be going down as Mary with a bubble. Not a lot you can really do about it. Who had the most kills there? Was it Aki? Aki came out with so much damage in such a short time to the play. Literally blessed. Why are their numbers so much bigger than everybody else's? Do they run like gushings or something? Hold on. No, they really did so fun to shoot them up. Dude, look at this. Look at his damage compared to everybody else. His bar is just so much bigger than everyone's. His bar is huge. You got Trail of Ruin, lethal strikes, and somebody's low. Stars, doing 26% of someone's health. Those are not proper numbers. They're like percentage based. Lots of slappers. Trail of Ruin. No, a little bit of gushings, but not to the point where it's disgusting. And you didn't really get a lot of mind flays, but they were there mostly, I think, to just to get everybody to spend a GCD, right? Is that what it was?